The government, business leaders and civil society continuing to reflect on the life of the former finance minister, Tito Mboweni. He was a finance minister and, of course, the first black governor of the Reserve Bank. He passed away on Saturday evening in a Johannesburg hospital after a short illness. Our business reporter, Ntokozo Khumalo, is in Magoebaskloof in Tzaneen, where Mboweni spent most of his time after retiring from active politics in 2021. Ntokozo, good afternoon to you. Tito Mboweni, someone who's remembered for his immense contribution to our democracy and our economy and his comments, and occasionally we remember him for his cooking. How are the people who lived amongst him reflecting on his legacy?
Good afternoon, Stephen. Certainly the cooking, as he got less busy with the economy and politics, was what a lot of South Africans do remember him for. And my colleague Morena and I are quite famished because Magoebaskloof is about 4 hours from Johannesburg. So we wanted to stop and find a restaurant where, the minister really enjoyed having lunch or dinner. And we did find such a restaurant. We're now here at Blueberry Heights Farm. That is about 1 kilometer away from his farm. So he was quite a regular here when prepping for his meetings or any panel discussions that he might be part of at various conferences looking at the economy. And someone who got to know him quite well is Heather Gore, who's the manager here at Blueberry. Thank you so much for talking to us, Heather. Start us off here. We saw Minister Tito Mboweni's cooking on social media. What kind of patron was he when it came to visit here?
Sure, he was quite a difficult one. He used to make his own requests. Most of the times he would come in straight from church and he would request us to make him soft porridge, literally soft porridge. Or sometimes he would bring in his box of oats and request us to cook the oats for him. But besides that, some days, on normal days, he would request food from the normal menu, and he would literally sit in this corner.
And talk us through this corner, Heather, because when we spoke earlier, you were telling us that there are various sitting spots that he would like to sit on. I see there's the dam over there, and he'd overlook the dam. What is special about this corner here? What happened when he'd come to this corner?
This corner, he used to come and sit in this corner when he'll be talking to his colleagues and you wouldn't want to be bothered. So you will know when he comes and sits here, you wait for him to call you. Otherwise, other than that, he would tell you, hambake, hambake, hambake. So yeah.
And Heather, when we did arrive here, everyone really got emotional when talking about Tito Mboweni. He was, a labor law minister, finance minister, Reserve Bank governor. What kind of conversations would you guys have when he would be here?
Sure, I would say, what kind of conversation didn't we have? We spoke about everything, besides him being the former finance minister, former labor minister, and the governor. He used to actually talk to me a lot about the labor laws and the finance part of the business. He used to talk a lot about that as well. And above all, we used to chat a lot about his boys, the kids. Yeah, we used to talk about everything, man.
Yeah. Well, Heather, thank you so much for talking to us. Well, we are waiting for one of the meals that Tito Mboweni would have here. A lot of South Africans, of course, the meals we saw on social media, Stephen, would be those tin fish, the chicken as well, with complaints of just too much garlic in his preparations. But we asked Heather whether when he came here, was he still ordering the chicken and the fish. So they did prepare a meal for us that we hope to be able to then show our viewers a little bit later on, Stephen, if it doesn't make it out on time. But actually, here is Dorcas with one of the meals that Heather tells us, former finance minister would. Thank you so much, Dorcas. And while you are here, Dorcas, you were one of the waitresses that really served the minister quite a bit.
Yes.
Talk us through what is on this plate. And when you talk to Tito Mboweni, what kind of conversations would you have?
Ibe ile munne lo renge abasa kore ibe re sana ga no kore eksa mochibela ka minister erno no bolela normally like friends. He was like a father to me. I was open to him. I was with like my father, like this dish, over chicken cordon bleu. It's just chicken and ham mixed together. Then we wrap it with the flour, like, yeah.
Well, there, of course, Stephen, chicken, one of the proteins that former Finance Minister Tito Mboweni really enjoyed. So we are still going to be moving around the community, Stephen, aside from the food that he enjoyed, but really to get insights from the community members here on the kind of legacy that he left. As I said, when we spent time with Heather and Dorcas and some of the other staff here on Blueberry Heights Farm, everyone was literally tearing up as they speak to him, and they put on some music that he would come in and specifically request. And when he was not sitting in this corner, Heather would tell us he'd sit across the restaurant there. And then when they didn't attend to him, he'd be like, "But guys, why are you ignoring me? Please come and serve me." So just some of those insights that we're getting from community members here. We are going to go see the family and go visit his farm, which is about 1 kilometer away from here, as well as hear from other professionals from the likes of University of Limpopo, where he really continued to contribute, his skills and his intellect, Stephen, in ensuring that the community here continues to develop.
Ntokozo Khumalo, thank you very much indeed for that update. One of the big stories of the weekend, and I suspect through the week as well, the passing of Tito Mboweni.